Well, today we're about to start putting a hardtail onto a Honda CB400 Superdream. So we're just going to unwrap it. It's arrived nice and well packaged. As you'll maybe see here, the chap that sent this one has used bin bags, lots of them, and then taped over them. Excellent use of them. Bin bags are really cheap, offer quite a bit of cover for the frame and keep the boxes dry, the cardboard boxes you use. And as you can see underneath all that, it's well wrapped as well. I asked for a swinging arm to be sent in this one because I've no other data on this one, so that I could work out the length of hardtail on it. Right, this is where I'm going to cut the frame off from. I'm going to remove the tube, cutting it across here, and then I will grind that nice and flat, this area here. Down at the bottom here, my plans are to cut around this, leaving the other side on because that's got some mounting points on it and the side stand lug. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of 19 or 3/4 seamless, but it's got a fat 3.25 wall, and here's the piece here, and we're actually going to run it through the centre stand mounting point. So we're going to weld that in there. Also then going to plate in this area to brace that, and I don't feel that's enough, so we're going to add over there a piece of 1 inch by again 3mm wall thickness seamless tube, and we're actually going to slot that over the top of these. Excuse me, just using both hands here. And if you can see there, that's how it'll look. And then we're going to take the lower rail for the hard tail going up to the axle plates off of that. So there you can see it. We'll start cutting that up and move forward with it. One piece as well of information is that this is going to be 3 inches longer than the standard swinging arm, and we've lifted it 2 inches to lower it by 2 inches. That's how this jig works. If I lift the axle height up, it lowers the rest of the frame to the ground level. Okay, so we'll go on with that now and show you how that's looking. Just a quick tip here: when I'm in about clean areas like this, it can be often very difficult to get all the muck and grind off. So what I tend to use is just a household brush and actually paint thinners. It's very good for cleaning, and also it evaporates, leaving no residue, so there's nothing interfering with the weld when you put it on. And it's very good, it starts loosening up the paint around the areas that's to get welded, and also will remove the dirt. As you can see the colour of this muck that's in here just now. So just a wee tip there. Right, here's the progress so far. Nothing's tacked or anything else, is still placed in situation. As you can see, I've added a couple of wee brackets here and one at the other side there. Also inside, if you can see that, I've added in these pieces of plate here. If you can see that moving. Now this is just to brace up the whole frame and the section that the hardtail is going to go into. And if we take you around the other side, you can see these plates are going to tie up to, now this is a brace that's been put on by Honda. Right, I've taken a piece of tube and cut it along the ends to give us this piece, just a bit of black seam tube. It's got a thick enough wall on it, and where we're going to put that is inside this curved section here. if the camera's picking that up. So you can see that it follows the contours of that quite well, and that will be welded in there. And then we've cut what I call a boat shape. It's the shape of the hull of a boat, just about, and that section is going to be welded in there, so that will tie the whole frame into and joining the two sides together and giving it some more bracing. I feel that I need to do this. Sometimes I over-engineer jobs, but I would rather do that than they break. So here you can see the Honda CB250 Superdream Hardtail. This is close up of one of the brackets supporting the seat rails. I've put one at each side, as you can see there. Down at the bottom here, you see I've braced this tube. I've showed you inside what the tube light's like. This is just showing you what it looks like when it's been welded at the outside. And if I go around here, you should be able to see how it's been welded to the inside. Just wanted to show you the underneath of the frame. If you can see that, that's the bottom of the hardtail here. What I'm going to do is this piece here is the half of the tube that I cut, and what I'm going to do is just finish it off with a small plate with a wee mouse hole in it, as I call it, and that's going to be welded on. And the hole basically is to allow all the debris and water and stuff to drain out there rather than it all gathering, because that would be about the lowest point here on the frame when it's turned up the other way. And here's a shot of the final section welded underneath. And you can see there, this is the original brace that Honda put onto the frame to tie in the swinging arm push. And I've welded it to the sides here, both sides, carried it through, and at the back in here, which I've already showed you, I've welded these bars to that and then carried them on to weld in at the front there, if you can see them in there. And here's the piece that I have put with the wee mouse hole in it to allow all the water and muck and grime that will build up in there on the lovely British weather that we've got. And just another wee sort of tie. I'll spin it over. You can also see that I welded that tube in, and I think you can see right through it there. And there you can see the overall lines of it. I think it's very nice looking for a wee hardtail.